Hello everyone. Today our group is going to talk about effective operations management and how it can create value for the organizations, including quality and control, capacity planning, and inventory management, which will be presented by Lily, Tina, Weber, and I. Will give the definition and 3 examples and summarize the presentation. First of all, I will give a definition of operations management, which is the process of planning, organizing, directing, and controlling the internal activities of an organization to achieve organizational goals, as well as the process of attaining the input and output conversion of a social organization and adding value. It covers many areas, including production, supply chain management, inventory control, quality management, project management. Next, I will talk about why operations management is so important. As globalization, technological advances, and changing consumer preferences continue to reshape the competitive landscape, companies are moving forward in an increasingly complex and competitive environment. They are increasingly challenged to optimize operational processes, allocate resources effectively, and adapt to changing market demands. Effective operations management, which encompasses process and supply chains, has become critical. It is essential to improve and innovate the operation management strategy by using operation management theories, expanding the strategic layout of operation management, and increasing the level of adjustment to improve enterprises' competitive strengths.
Thank you, Sarah. The first concept is total quality management. It is a systemic implementation. The purpose is to satisfy customers. Manifestations will be increase organization performance globally, as well as increase the system qualities, but it involves both employee as well as organization. And its core value is continuous improvement. That is plan, do, study, act. For instance, the TQME healthcare, the leaders have to set up SOPs. For example, the timeout before the commence of surgery. There will be the staff involvement in the trainings because they have to form self-awareness, become the advocates in this issue. The reason is to create a safety environment for both patient and staffs. And it's very effective because it will increase the high quality care as well as reduce the health cost and the cost of contained pressures from both patients and hospitals. Another example would be like the TQMs in the Toyota. The Toyota is using a Kanban system. The principle for this Kanban system is just in time because there will be the physical signals to trigger the chain reaction. By doing this, they will keep on tracking for the product and order the new parts. And by doing this, they will reduce the communication barrier and try to share the information to reduce the bottleneck as well as to decrease the expense, to increase the efficiency of the process to make the customer happy. Thank you. The next I will pass to Weibo to continue for the topic.
Hi, I'm Tina. I'm going to talk about capacity planning. Take the Chinese high-speed rail as an example. I will introduce this from 3 aspects: capacity measure, utilization, and the tools for capacity planning. So let's start with capacity measure of high-speed rail. There are 2 ways to measure the capacity: output and input. For high-speed rail, output that could be how many passengers the train can transport in a certain time. Take the rails from Beijing to Shanghai as an example. It can transport 22 million passengers in one day. And the second is input measure. For high-speed rail, that could be number and frequency of high-speed trains. Also, the rails from Beijing to Shanghai, the railway administration can run 14 trains on the line from Beijing to Shanghai in one day, and these 14 trains can run up to total 42 times in a day. The second part is the utilization of high-speed rail. Utilization rate, which is expressed as a ratio of average output rate to maximum capacity. It can show the degree of utilization of current equipment, space, or labor. In high-speed rail, it's important to see the utilization of carried space, like the seat usage and the utilization of waiting station and the labor. What's more, the population distribution can influence the utilization rate of different high-speed rail. In densely populated cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, Guangzhou, the utilization rate of train is relatively high. The next part is the tools for capacity planning of high-speed rail station. A high-speed rail station has an online and offline booking system allowing passengers to buy tickets, and a high-speed rail station can use the data of passengers' number to prepare the related facilities in a waiting station. If a large number of people buy tickets in a short time, then the high-speed rail station should add more luggage security windows and ticket inspection windows. Besides, it should equip more operations staff and security personnel to maintain order in dealing with the high probability of population congestion. If a huge number of people buy tickets at a specific station of a certain high-speed rail, the high-speed rail station should reserve more time for passengers to check tickets so that all passengers can get on the train on time.
Thanks to our team member for their speech. I will next give a speech on the inventory management model. My first example is to steel strips as a product linked to the bulk commodity steel. Its price will also change with the international price of steel. Therefore, steel strips also need to be purchased according to international steel prices and as appropriate in the production process. When our factory only perform pickling, rolling, and other processing on steel strips, many times the profit after processing may not be as high as the price of selling the steel directly. At this time, the company may not sell the steel as a processed product, but may sell the steel directly. Currently, steel is no longer a product, but is traded in the form of futures. At this time, for inventory management, profit maximization needs to be considered. Second case of solar silicon wafers. Just like in the first case, it is necessary to decide whether to purchase the product based on the price of the raw material. However, corporate manager will not sell raw material directly. Unlike steel materials, the profit from direct sale of silicon raw material are not as impressive as steel. They will process the raw materials and store the products. There is also a more important reason. The smaller size of silicon wafers will make warehousing easier for enterprises. Later, when the price of silicon raw material changed, the management of inventory changed to whether to sell the inventory. It is also about maximizing profits, but it is different from the way steel is operated. The first reason why there is a difference in operation between the two must be the difference in volume. Compared with silicon wafers of the same production value, the volume of steel strips has become very large. So the storage space required for the two is also very different. The second is that the profit after processing solar products will be higher than direct sales. When steel raw materials are not suitable for large-scale storage, greater profits may be obtained from direct sales of steel raw materials. These are some of the reasons why companies have different inventory management models.
Many thanks to the group for the above. Now it is up to me to summarize these presentations for you. I introduced the definition of operations management and the importance of operations management. Lily describes how global organizations should systematically implement continuous improvement, focusing on meeting customers' needs, improving organizational performance, and ensuring the quality of employees and organizational systems, and information sharing to ultimately increase effectiveness, reduce costs, and improve customer satisfaction. Tina introduced capacity planning for high-speed rail, which involves measuring output and input, assessing utilization rates, and utilizing tools like waiting line models for station management and resource allocation. Weber describes how steel strip mills use inventory features to parallel sales and production based on observing international steel prices, while solar wafer mills observe domestic silicon raw material price, store their products, and decide whether to sell their inventory based on changes in raw material price. Therefore, it is very important to manage inventory capacity in terms of efficiency and effectiveness, as well as TQM, which will contribute to a reputable and sustainable business. Thank you all for watching. And the last slide is our reference. If you need clarification about our speech, the reference will help you find this information.